Who is the Walford Whacker? And I don't mean some guy sitting on a bus, Walford whacking it. Way.
Dirty boy.
This is obviously who attacked Cindy. They've been dubbed the Walford Whacker. We are here.
I do think that's a baller name as well. The Walford Whackers are an absolutely... It's just a funny name. It's just stupid and ridiculous, but I kind of love it because it's soap cambiness to the T.
And we are here to discuss the Walford Whacker. Who is the Walford Whacker? Well, there's 9 suspects. There's George, there's Anna, there's Gina, there's Tyson, there's not Cindy, there's Lauren, there's Peter, there's Ian, and there's Elaine, and Cindy, and Peter.
Jesus, that's the most confusing way to put it possible. All right, 1 sin, 9 suspects. Kathy, Lauren, Peter, Ian, George, Elaine, Junior, Anna, Gina.
We didn't start the fire. It was
Nailed it first time. Although I am looking at a picture of all the suspects, which does help.
Yeah,
we're going to go through one by one and figure out who is going to be the Walford Whacker. Quite akin to a lot of this content recently because we've had a lot of mysteries going on. It's time to decide who whacked Cindy.
Do you have the image for me?
Whacker.
Do you have the image for me so I can put it up on screen?
No.
Okay. Okay. So how is everyone doing?
Give me a moment.
So
just pick someone. Pick someone to go through.
I really want it to be like where they do like, oh, I think it's George, and then they reveal it's George, but they don't say which one. So it's just like, it's George, way, and then it's obviously not. But I think it's either.
That's the image.
I think it's between Junior and bloody what's his name, Peter. Is my guess. Don't know why Peter's there, but he just sticks out in my opinion.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm gonna delicately go through everyone so far. So buckle up, get the snacks ready. I'm gonna go on for about 20 minutes now. All right. So let's go from the order of the image. Let's go from left to right, and I'll probably change the order if it's someone who I think it's likely to be. So, suspect number 1, as of this image, Gina Knight. I don't think Gina did it, but why is Gina a potential suspect? Well, she threw a brick through Cindy's window, saying, basically, it's time. Why didn't I finish the job? As such, that was basically the gist of the brick through the window. And she's been all secretive, and I met with a boy, and who was it? Oh, it was Freddie Slater, which was a weird left out, like a left field pick. But you know what? That's fine by me. She wants to hurt Cindy because in the build up to Christmas, Cindy decided because she was being blackmailed that she was going to leave. She was going to leave them again, and this obviously bringing up some trauma as. Well, Cindy left them a long time ago and never returned. Happy life is good. Everything's doing well. Suddenly Cindy leaves. Suddenly Gina's got to step up and be the adult of the situation as George was really struggling in the wake of Rose's exit. So Cindy saying, all right, I'm going to leave you guys. See ya. And then on Christmas Day, Cindy went, oh, what? You guys have mummy issues because I left? Boo hoo. It's like, oh yeah, you changed the whole course of my life, you bitch. And that's Gina. And to be honest, that's Anna's motive as well. Do I think Gina attacked Cindy? No. I think Gina's a bit of a red herring. And it's just another part in the cycle of whodunits where it's like, look, she said something mean to Cindy. That means she hit her. Don't think so. What would you reckon for Gina?
It is funny. I just wanted to make this a brief point. It is funny because it has our 2 camera feeds, obviously, again. And it has, like, the image because I'm just using my mouse to like, go around. So it is funny because I'm just sat here like, yeah, just nodding along, because I can't really look at my fingers because, well, I just can't. But Gina is a red herring in my opinion as well. I don't think it's her. The one suspect who's not here, which we will get to, is Mr. Kojo. But Gina, I just don't think it is her. I just don't really see her motive. Like your mum just said she wished you were never born, basically, without saying that. But she just said just shit. Get over your mummy issues. Not really a reason why to whack her, you know.
What? I mean, you could understand the idea that the trauma from it, their entire life being. It'd be like to me if suddenly, because my dad died when I was 12. It'd be like if you suddenly showed up and went, "Oh, what? You have a bunch of attachment issues now. Fucking grow up." It's like you left. I had to change my entire life. You fucking left. You messed me up. Obviously, that not entirely how I view it, but still, like, imagine the gumption. Imagine the gumption say, "Oh, you got issues, do you? Yeah."
What I needed you most.
I'll save the rest. I'll save the rest of that for therapy. All played up. That would be horrific if that could happen, though. Jesus Christ!
I just
imagine that. Imagine all the dead people came back to life and they had to start reincorporating themselves and
Sorry, it's just imagining you doing the my favorite wrestling promo, just going, "But I needed you most. When I believed in you, you left me. You left me. How dare you, Dad?" I do. It's just side note. I do get dreams where, like, in my dreams, I like walk into the sitting room and my nanny's just there. Like, so in my dreams, she's like, she already died, but she's just alive. So like, she died once, but now she's back to life, and I'm like, "Gran, you're supposed to be dead. You get out of that chair. Get in that fucking ground."
And then you go to grab the hand, but then the hand falls off. Ugh, more trauma.
You go to like
you just have to get really, really deep in these analogies. You know, never happened to me.
I've probably told this before, but like, just side note, like, I'm gonna get back to the EastEnders. So like, how my dad wouldn't let me do what I really wanted to do for my nanny's funeral, which was my nanny had a stair lift, and obviously I wanted to put her on the stair lift and like move her hands. So when the little kids walk in, just get the stair lift, bring her up and down, go, "Hello, motherfuckers, I'm not dead. Hello." It just scared them.
Horrific.
It's
traumatic.
It's traumatic, but it's funny, you know.
Deeply traumatic. Back on course though.
Gina's extensions are nice.
Course.
Gina's hair's nice.
But yeah, Gina has a good enough motivation. But still, I think she was highlighted quite early on and quickly faded away. Don't think Gina did it, first and foremost. Anna, much the same, really. The only difference is Anna hid the shovel that was used to attack her. She hid it and she tried to keep it away. She was very angry with Cindy, but also has spent the most time feeling guilty about it. She spent the most time worrying how she'll feel about it, knowing that even if she's lied about where she's been, knowing that it may make her look bad. So she, to me, is a dark horse type suspect in terms of this, because she knows more than she lets on, and she's also wondering about how it looks in the grand scheme of things. So I think Anna is also a pretty high on my list of suspects. Because, like I said, she's almost been a bit too kind to Cindy despite everything that's happened. Because she's kind of been like waiting on her, like I don't know, whatever the phrase, just as eagerly as possible, which makes her seem a little bit guilty. And I think if they were going to do it for someone, that they want to make this storyline, make it a bit more of like a coming out kind of party, and actually give the whacker some really serious scenes as to why they did it. And that would make, Anna a much more developed character than she has been previously. What do you reckon?
I don't really see Anna as like a main character. I just see her as the girl who holds Tyson, really, or Spud, his actual name. Tyson, Spud is his actor name, I should say. but I don't really see it being Anna either. She just I see. I don't want to compare her to Reese, but she seems like she would slip up if she tried to whack Cindy. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
cause like it's snowy. She goes to hit her on the head, but she just falls and lands with the shovel. It's just like it's just comedic, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I suppose my answer though is usually with the whodunits, they like to go for a slightly left field option. And it's one of those struggle things. Like sometimes I mean, just look at the Who Killed Lucy story. Oh, it was Bobby. What? Yeah, it was Bobby. All right then. Great. Cheers for selling a year's worth of bill down the river. But I think Anna could fit the bill, and I think Anna's the biggest suspect so far. Is she my prime suspect? You'll have to wait and see. Next up, Junior Knight, Cindy's scorned ex-lover, the man who she was sleeping with to remember what it was like to be with his dad. The man he hates and blames for his childhood and for him having some attachment issues and him constantly ducking and diving and not really sticking it with anyone in the long term. He was having a long-term affair with Cindy, which at Christmas it was revealed that she was just using him to once again feel like she was with his dad, which is a harsh blow. And then he immediately tried to run away, but George stopped him. And later on, he was seen being very angry the night that Cindy said all the nonsense. She also called him out on all his daddy issues as well, really stoking the flames. And in recent times, he's kind of buddied back up to Cindy again and even stole the shovel and gave it in to the police. But it would later turn out that the shovel had no prints on it. So ultimately, it was a dead end. How much of a suspect is Junior? I don't think he really is one, in my opinion. He has the motivation, in a way. He has the reason to want to make Cindy pay. But Junior was, and still probably is, to an extent, in love with Cindy. So I find it hard to believe that he would attack the woman he loves, and a woman who he'd happily move away with, and start a whole new life together. So I think, and because the biggest emphasis at the start was on him, usually it's never usually the first person they look at. Usually that's the biggest red herring. So that's why I don't think Junior's very high on the list of suspects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Junior seems like a bit of a red herring as well. I don't really see it being him. He's too attached to Cindy. He's just it's like a kid. It's like a kid who has mommy issues, and suddenly it's a big dummy mommy, and then you're just attached to her. You don't upset the muscle mommy. Um, if you get that, you get that. But it just can't be him. He's too attached. Why would he attack the person he loves who doesn't love him back? Like it's just like it's a lovely toxic relationship,
Yeah. All right. Next up, Elaine Peacock. How much of a suspect is she? Honestly, I think she's the least amount of build towards her being the attacker. Now, some people may say that's a shocker. I don't really think it is. I think Elaine's in a very protected position, and for no real reason, I just can't really. Yes, she has the motive. Cindy has constantly tried to ruin her marriage and basically force Elaine's trust issues to come to the surface and has tried to break up her and George multiple times. But still, Elaine has been quite protected from any of the suspicion. Elaine's always been covering up for George or covering up for the girls or, instigating Ian. So I guess that perhaps puts her slightly higher on my suspect list than I initially thought. But I think Elaine's in a kind of untouchable position on the show. I think she's thought of really well, and you don't really want to muddy the waters of the character by making her attack Cindy, even if it would be fully justified to do so.
Yeah. Elaine just has the least build up, so I just think. I just think she doesn't really. I wouldn't see it being a point. Again, I say that, and then I look at Bobby Beale being the killer for Lucy. So it's usually the people who have the least build up to who kills them. Will I go through the next few bunch?
If you want, mate.
Are you gonna have George next, or do you want me to go to Mrs.
No, George next.
George next? I was gonna go then to like Kathy and them, and then to George last. He's in the middle, if you don't mind.
Just keep going with the order.
All right, fair enough.
Unless you think he is a main suspect, of course.
So George's motive is, well, he doesn't really mind Cindy or Rose, as she's formerly known as, because he's in a weird triangle of love here, where he loves Elaine to pieces, he really does, but occasionally he'll slip up and be like, "Oh, booty call number 5, Rose Night." So
he definitely has some like pent up love that he's just locked away and he doesn't address, and sometimes it comes out, like on Christmas.
Yeah, like on Christmas where he said he's sleeping with my wife, me ma. He doesn't. Again, he's another suspect that I don't really see. Like, why would he hit the person that raised his kids for the 13 years of their lives and then left them?
Yeah.
It just doesn't really seem like all that clear, really. It doesn't have an alternative motive, ulterior motive. So it could possibly be him, but no, I just don't see it.
I also. Oh no, Karen.
Really, the only people I see are on the other side of the spectrum, behind Cindy on the my right, which is her left, which is there. Where my mouse is pointing.
In terms of George, just to put my spin on it as well, I think George has proven to be like he is a gentleman at heart. You know, he made a living out of boxing men, but and yeah, sure, he's had violent outbursts in the past, but he's not necessarily a violent man. He kind of applied it in his trade. He did make Kojo lie about where he was the night of when Cindy was attacked, and I still don't think we quite know what happened. Like, he said he was at an underground boxing fight, but also we didn't see him tell Gina the truth, so we don't fully know what's going to happen there. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what direction to go with. But I also think he's just a bit of an idiot. Like, it's like, George, what are you gonna do with the shirt that you have blood on? I'm just gonna leave it in a cupboard somewhere. What? What do you just dump the shirt, man? Just dump the shirt and be done with it. No, I'm just gonna put it in the cupboard and let Elaine find it, and then Elaine covers up for it. So yeah, I just think he's a bit too much of an idiot to to be the whacker, and he wouldn't attack the mother of his kids.
I'm gonna now go, because obviously I'm gonna leave Ian near the end with Peter. So obviously I'm gonna jump across the Atlantic Sea, and I'm gonna go for Lauren Beale, Lauren Brannan, Lauren insert last name here. Now Lauren's motives are, well, she does seem like a bit of a killer, because, well,
yeah, style killer, slay queen.
I don't know why I said it in the most white way possible, trying to sound like someone I'm not. But she does have a motive, because not only did she see like Kojo on the ground, because we still don't know if Kojo jumped or he was pushed. It's still up to debate, in my opinion. I still think he was pushed, but it is funny to imagine he jumped. And obviously, Lauren was going to expose it to Cindy, but Cindy spotted that she was taking some Adderall that she got from Amy. I don't know if it's Adderall. Don't quote
It
me.
wasn't Adderall. It's just pain meds.
Just
I think it
pain.
was morphine.
Just nondescript pain meds she was taking.
It was morphine.
Nondescript morphine she was taking, and Cindy went, "Oi, oi, Lauren, look, Lauren, oi, Lauren, look, it's some medication, Lauren," and just did that to her face, and then Lauren obviously took it and made her do the medication. Like,
someone scanned the barcode on that.
Oh no!
That's some free good.
Yeah, I got that for free in our late Christmas present. But yeah, Lauren seems likely, but like, yeah, she also was given a lot of drugs to take, by Cindy, and she was also she's also fathering the child of her,
Mothering.
mothering the child of like Cindy's grandchild. Sorry, I've said that wrong.
All right, just to buckle down on the details about Lauren, though. She did see Cindy like be a bit weird around Kojo, who fell or was pushed. Regardless, she was involved. She then started enabling her addiction of pain meds and allowed her to keep taking meds. All in all. And all in all, once again, she's never really been the biggest fan of Cindy with how affected Peter was by her leaving. And still, even on the night, Lauren had her fun. She revealed the truth, right? And I think in terms of the biggest motivations, I think she has the biggest one. I think she has the biggest hatred for Cindy. But still, I find it hard to believe that Lauren would actually attack her, considering she was blackout, like wasted. Not on booze, just on pain meds. So we don't really know what she did, but I do think she will have been involved. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody was involved, doing their own little part in this. But I don't think Lauren was the one who attacked
her. Next up, we're going to the back. It is Kathy Beale. Let me just put my mouse on her. Now, Kathy has always hated Cindy. Let's be honest. There are 3 things in life that's guaranteed: death, The Simpsons never being cancelled, and Kathy bloody hating Cindy. And taxes is also in there, but that I digress. So why does Kathy hate Cindy? Well, you know, part of the reason why it'll be in Ian's discography of why he attacked her. She did try to get him assassinated. She has cheated on him multiple times. She is the mother to Ian Beale. She just does not like how Cindy got up and died and just left Ian broken, and then she doesn't like how she got her claws back into Ian when Ian left Walford in 2021.
And then did it all again afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. She really hates Cindy. Just like how, no one's going to get this reference but Ash, just like how Bret Hart hates Goldberg, Cindy obviously hates Kathy. Kathy hates Cindy, just as much as she can. She has a motive, but Kathy would have killed her years ago if she had the chance. She would have done time for her. So, she's a ticking time bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if she did whack her, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if she's the Walford whacker. We've seen that she liked doing Walford whacking on the motorway in the 90s.
Allegedly, that was a lawsuit.
Yeah, please don't sue us, Kathy Beale. Please don't sue us.
Do I think... I think, honestly, that in terms of people you could genuinely see doing it, you could see Kathy doing it. Mm-hmm. But also, after the 6, is she really going to get involved in this stuff again? I don't think so. I think Kathy has just stayed well away. She doesn't want to be involved in another Christmas whodunit. It's just not worth the aggro. But she definitely has a clear motive. I think she is surprisingly higher on the suspect list than it should, but just because there's so much history there. But still, I don't think Kathy's ever really been violent. So, a slap maybe, but a full-blown whack on the head. That's not Kathy's style.
Yeah, she usually likes doing it in a car. But anyways, next up, and then I'm going to save Peter for last, we have Mr. Ian Beale. Now, the same reasons why I brought up Kathy. He was nearly assassinated by Cindy. She has cheated on him. She has got her claws back into him. She has basically done everything she did in the 90s to him, but now in the 2020s. Because Ian's just like he's just a regular milk chocolate. He's just not nice. Like, you like it, but you want some flavour. You want a fruit and nut bar. You want,
Yes, get some caramel in the fruit and nut. Get some caramel in there. Get something else.
Or golden crisps, golden crisp. Something like that. Like a Whisper or a Bourneville. I think it's Bourneville is the chocolate. The dark chocolate. It's the dark chocolate Cadbury's bar. She wants something like that in her life. A good, old, bitter chocolate that will treat her right. And you'll feel like dirty afterwards if you want a cigarette.
And it's ripped.
Yeah, and it's ripped. Yeah. Look at me, Kathy. Oh, or Cindy. Oh.
I said rich, but yeah.
Rich, sorry. So yeah, there's multiple reasons why Ian could do it. I could make a whole list. He seems likely, but in the same sense, it's just it all boils down to Peter. But I'll get to him last in a moment.
Yes.
Ian seems like too much of a weasel to do it. Like,
Ian's not attacking anyone. That's my problem. Ian's never picking up a shovel and smacking someone over the head. It's not his style. He's too clumsy. He's never really aimed to actually hit anyone.
Tina.
But it would be, you could understand why Ian would do that, but Ian would much rather do it in a way that he has in the Aftermath, where he's kind of gaslit her in a sense, and he's just kind of been like, oh, no, it's all fine here, Cindy. Yeah, no problems with me, as he's like, being the Sharon, like crushing up the poison, like that's not Ian's style. Isn't just outright violence, and I don't think he would. Even if he would, he still probably deep down does love Cindy. So, it's always I don't think he's there. But before this, do you want to do some honourable mentions of the people that aren't in this picture?
Well, before I get to Kojo, I've seen some speculation online that there's not only a junior in the or how can I phrase this? It's not only a junior in the Knight family, but there's a junior in the Beale's family, and that junior is Cindy. People have speculated that Cindy Jr. might be the one who whacked her. Now, to me, this does seem possible, but I just think it's kind of like when how can I describe it? It's like when Fat Boy returned in 2023, and obviously, like, he's been mentioned on and off, but then everyone's like, oh, it must mean he's returning. It's like, no, they just, like, she's being mentioned, but it's in the sense of she is Ian and Cindy's kid. So, like, she's not really a suspect. So, in a sense, she's just being mentioned to be like, remember the show from the past.
I mean, just to wax lyrical about this, though. Take Cindy Jr.'s perspective. Mothered by Cindy and her dad, who didn't really want her. Constantly thrown back and forth all over the place. Raised by Ian, who basically refused to take care of her when she was pregnant. Had a relationship with Liam Butcher. And then went to live in Germany. Still not really seeing the mum. And then even when Cindy returned, Cindy only really paid attention to Peter. Only really paid attention to Anna and Gina. Didn't really make much attempts to make things up with Cindy Jr. Now, admittedly, you're probably not getting Mimi Keane back to play Cindy Jr. if you were to do this. But, honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea of this. I think it'd be an interesting angle for it. Probably be a lot more interesting than most of these suspects as a whole. But it's going to be a time as to whether they do actually have it be one of the people in this picture, one of the people like in these pictures, or they do a out of left field one and just kind of make it like, oh, it was actually them. They weren't a suspect the entire time. Way get fucked. Which, whodunits do like to do sometimes. But honestly, I wouldn't hate this though. I could, in a world, see it happening, but off the show, quite unlikely.
And I know Ash is gonna look at himself and go, why even bother? She's dead. But I've also seen speculation that it's Lucy Beale. Now, obviously, I don't need to explain why this one is probably obvious of why she couldn't do it. But
She is dead.
she is dead until people go, oh, is she gonna? They're gonna bring her back from the dead? Maybe. No, because unlike Cindy, they did major character work with her, so you can't really ruin 10 years of storylines. But
Yeah, it would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
But in a world I could see Cindy Beale Jr. returning, Big Beale return, 40th anniversary. If they bring her back at this time, probably bring her back with Beth, maybe someone else in tow with a family, re-establishing the Beales as this big important family, even though she isn't a Beale as such. Wait, is she?
I don't know.
Just Cindy Jr. I think she's Cindy Williams or something, but regardless. But re-establishing the family, maybe. Another red herring.
2 more I have. I'll get to Kojo last. David Wicks, I've seen.
Oh.
Which again, I'm just throwing out on the unlikely ones that I've seen. David Wicks, I don't need to explain why this seems weird. Because I just want to put this out there, right? He wouldn't really have a motive. Like, why would he be in Walford killing his ex, but not saving his daughter who's in a lockup? Well, he doesn't know she's in a lockup. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, if we're doing quick fire as well.
Yeah, go on.
Louis Beale, the son of Peter and Lauren. It's just here in case they want to do a really big callback to 2015, where they revealed that Bobby Beale was actually the person who killed Cindy. I know they made a joke about it in one of the episodes, and it's like, we wouldn't do anything as stupid as that, old executive producers, you idiots. But hey, you never know. Sometimes you wanna reflect history, and hopefully this time they learn from it.
What's the gag I'm thinking of? I know Louis like 7, but I'm thinking of the gag where look where the guy gets the show. I think it's from Family Guy, where Stewie goes to hit Brian with the hammer, but obviously the hammer's too big, so he just falls back. Like, that classic trope where the hammer's like too heavy and they just fall back. That's Louis with the shovel. Like, it's too big for him. Like, it'll just fall back.
Yeah.
But the last one I can see as a red herring before we head back to Peter Beale is Kojo. Kojo needs no introduction. He is autistic, and people basically, when he's autistic, he autistic labad, and
I mean, that's not why.
Yeah, I know. Let me get to it. And also, it's because he was pushed, or he jumped off the thing because he spotted Junior and Cindy kissing, and that's pretty much why people are speculating it.
He's also not really been seen. He's not really been seen since the attack, pretty much. He's been busy doing his own stuff. We've seen he's back for the anniversary. He and George lied about where they were on that night. And this is the only like left field one I could imagine them doing, but also you'd have to really it would feel a bit disingenuous to make it the autistic person doing it. But you could still argue there's a good motive. She's ruined the family. She ruined a good night. She ruined Christmas. She threatened to send him back to be with Kobina in Africa. Like, there is a lot of motive for Kojo, but also he doesn't I don't think he seemed to be angry and seems to have outbursts, but I think this would have to be a lot more. This attack seems a lot more calculated than how it's been kind of viewed as like bursts of rage or I don't think he's not cold or callous. It's just he might attack someone if he gets a bit overstimulated. It's a different thing entirely. But still, in terms of the red herring people who aren't on the list, Kojo's probably the top suspect out of all the unlikelies.
And I guess I'll just name him because why not? Bobby Beale. And I'm just gonna lump the two of these together. Bobby Beale and his accomplice, Jane Beale, or whatever her last name is now. Another unlikely one. I just think it'd be a bit silly, but people just threw it out there, so yeah, just gonna include it. And finally, that brings us to Peter Beale. Now, do we need an introduction? Peter has a lot of mommy issues because his mom left him when he was like 2 or 3, and for years he thought he was the reason why she died, or it was something like that. And
I think she left when he was like 10, roughly. But still, he had a childhood with and without Cindy, slowly being raised, then stuck being thrust from mum to mum because Ian kept getting married to different women, and then still being cut up about his mum leaving because there were multiple instances where I was like, "Oh, is Cindy alive?" No, it's just Lucy being crazy. Oh, is Cindy alive? No, it's just Stephen being a bit of a menace. But as we got to grips with when Lauren and Peter returned in that France special, where Peter still has a lot of problems with Cindy, she did leave him. And everything after that kind of went really dodgy, right? Then you have the inevitable back and forth where he does support Bobby, but still, Cindy, now being alive again, hates the man who killed her daughter. And Lauren has dealt with all this, and we kind of get to know how cut up he has been throughout. So, with all that said, when she cut into him, where, he's not really had the most successful adult life, he's still living with his parents. Well, he was up until a couple months ago, but he's still living with his parents, still in the same childhood sweetheart romance that he has been all his life. We've seen Peter do some underhanded things, and I don't think it would be a stretch to imagine that he would attack Cindy. But still, Cindy by proxy put Lauren and Louis at risk by giving her the pills to, which resulted in a house fire, could have hurt both Lauren and Louis. And generally, Cindy was applying drugs to his addict girlfriend, and I just think that Peter he's been too sympathetic for Cindy. He's been really bending the knee. He's been really trying to help her get through it, all in all. But we've not really seen what could be the other side, which is what he's been doing as well. And with all that being said, I generally do think that Peter attacked Cindy because of all the mummy issues in tow, everything back and forth, all of the damage that Cindy has caused. He was a big piece in allowing Cindy back in the lives. He was a big piece in being like, "Look, Dad, Mum's fine. It'll be back, be like old times." But the amount of damage that Cindy's caused, I think Peter's been a bit too squeaky clean in terms of it. And I think a lot of the suspicion hasn't really been looked on him, but he's also been the one who's been trying to really help Cindy the most and always being there at all the appointments and always backing her up. I personally think that's a guilty conscience, which is why I believe the person who is the Walford Whacker is Peter Beale.
My thought is I possibly could see it be Peter Beale. It's highly likely it is Peter Beale. He just, again, has a lot of mommy issues. I can relate to you, Peter, don't worry. He's the most obvious one, and it's weird, because I feel like the subreddit of, and just the discourse online, from when I read the Instagram comments, please don't, because it's literally 5% people going, bring back Max Bowden's Ben Mitchell, 5% going the show shit, and then 5% going, I think it's bloody Cindy Beale Jr. But from the discourse I've seen in the Instagram comments, no one's really bringing up Peter Beale. He just seems too nice, is the problem. It's like when you meet a guy or a woman for the first time, like you're dating them, and then it's just like, they're very, very, very nice to me. And then it's like, oh, okay. he seems too nice. He's just putting on a front. He's just putting on an act. Like he's just putting on an act, and Peter, you did it. You did it, Peter. We found out you're the Walford Whacker. You're in the bushes whacking it, you Walford Whacker.
Only took us about 40 minutes to get here.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, blimey.
But look at all the mid-rolls we can put in the video. Whoa. see, this is what YouTubing is all about. You grift.
Big money, Ash. Big money, Piggy.
Big money, pigs. Yeah. And then his brother's going to get 10% of my shares. Well, he's going to get 50, and I'm going to get 10% of his shares, actually. It's the other way around, damn it.
But still, at the end of the day, it's a lot of... the main question is, who do you think is the Walford Whacker? Who do you think attacked Cindy? It's, like I said, the big thing. It's going to culminate at the anniversary. We're not sure when, but we'll finally know. And likely someone's getting shot because Cindy's got a gun, and Cindy's going to use it in some way, because ever since she was attacked, she's just gotten more paranoid, more hysteric as it's gone on. So she's accusing literally anyone. If a rock gets under her shoe and she falls over, she's gonna point that gun at that rock and say, "Don't you do that again, you son of a bitch!" And she's gonna pull that trigger on that rock because that damn ass rock pushed her over, and that's who attacked her, was that rock, because that's how messed up the attacks left her. That's the state that it's left her being. So, yeah, it'll be chaotic. It'll be hectic. Will she play a part in the fire? But yes, as said before, who do you think attacked Cindy Beale? Tell us in the comment section.